going on to the AMC stock family? Yes, even though today is an off day for the entire stock market and the entire equities market, we still have to talk about the due diligence and the new news surrounding the one and only AMC stock, or in other words, ticker symbol AMC. And quite honestly, at this point, I think a lot of hedge funds are just starting to now understand that it is not the best and the wisest decision to try to short AMC. And here's why. We'll get into all that. So we do know one of three things. We know that right now AMC stock is ranked number 2nd in the group. This is from Investors Business Daily. They have a really strong partnership with CNBC. So we know that much about the credibility. This is a credible source. And so if they're ranking AMC Entertainment as 2nd in the group leadership for leisure movies and related group, that means that they are a direct competitor with Netflix. And just wait guys, we will be talking about the 44,000% increase in what exactly? Yes, we will be getting to that. It is absolutely shocking. And quite frankly, when I first heard that someone increased AMC by 44,000%, I didn't believe it at first. But then as I started to understand the historic differences between their position sizing in AMC, it's truly crazy how much more conviction someone can have in any sort of equity over time. And that's just the power of having more conviction. But regardless, we have to talk about this first. So AMC being competed against Netflix, well, guess what, everyone? They were actually being competed against Roku. Ticker symbol ROKU. Roku is actually a $300 stock. And if we actually check right over here, Roku, I'm not sure the exact price, but we can understand right over here, so get the quote of it. And then after this, we will be able to understand that Roku right now is sitting at $342.27. And Netflix, let's just take a look at Netflix. Get this, guys. Roku is ranked 5th in the group. So not only is AMC 2nd, but Roku is behind AMC, which means that right now there is more strength and the leadership is much higher for AMC. Why is this? Why is Investors Business Daily, which does have some sort of a partnership with CNBC, because CNBC does promote Investors Business Daily to some extent on their channels, why are they ranking AMC this much higher? And the width of this difference may not seem like a lot, but if we are talking about Roku, Netflix, some of the ultimate leaders in this group, it really does make that much of a difference. And so for the Roku chart, maybe Investors Business Daily decide to decrease their ranking just because their chart is decreasing, because it was almost at $500. This is why I'm trying to emphasize this quite a bit on today's video, because if we take a look at Netflix, if AMC stock, if you were to tell me that AMC stock would be compared to Netflix when AMC was hovering around $5 a share, which was when many of us decided to buy AMC, I'm sure many more people would have decided to invest in AMC all the way back then when it was below $10 if they knew that AMC would be a direct competitor in this group against Netflix, which is almost $600 in share price, right? Up 0.34%. The volume on this is 2.7 million. And as a matter of fact, let's just try to understand the volume, because volume predicts price action. So if we know the daily or the average volume of all these equities, we will understand just how much momentum, how many people are truly invested in the stock, or the day traders. This is going to be more important for the day traders, how many people decide to really affect the price action. So over here we have 7 million, and then Netflix was, I believe, 2.7 million, so almost 3 million in volume. And then if we go back to AMC, right, this is the only AMC. And then after this, we will be talking about the other equities. But wait a minute, 52.2 million volume? I think this is why Investors Business Daily decided to rank AMC 2nd in the group. These are historic numbers, and never in stock history has a stock like AMC or an equity like AMC been traded this much and be competing with such great and monumentous stocks like Netflix that are way above $100 in share price, have more volume than these stocks, right? So one more time, Netflix 2.7 million in volume, and then the volume in Roku is going to be about 7 million. And then last but not least, even though AMC has the lowest share price out of all three of these equities, AMC Entertainment has a volume of 52.2 million. If so, we could just round this to 50 million. Regardless, the volume is much higher with AMC compared to Netflix and Roku, which, as I just stated, are much higher than the share price of AMC. If you guys have not already, AMC stock family, make sure you guys share this video with your fellow AMC investors, because I don't think many understand just how monumentous the AMC stock family and the AMC community really is. We hear all the time that AMC has a great community, but where is the evidence and where's the proof? It is right here. And not only is the group leadership phenomenal, but the comparative value for AMC is also phenomenal, because if we compare the volume to the other equities as well, AMC is also phenomenal from that comparative standpoint. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Right over here we have who is Simplex Trading LLC, and I understand that this is a Bloomberg terminal, so that already establishes the credibility because Bloomberg terminal generally gets the news out before a lot of others. And I also understand that this is ticker symbol GME or GameStop, but remember, GameStop and AMC do have a parallel. So if you are deciding to invest in GameStop, that basically means that because of that correlation, in some form, you are indirectly invested in AMC, because if GameStop goes up, AMC will also go up. This has been a parallel for such a long time, and there has been little to no disconnect between the two equities. But regardless, we have Simplex Trading LLC right over here. We have a 13F filing. All of these are actually 13F filings, which means these are one of the most bullish filings out there. A 13F filing will basically indicate that one company, one institution, or even one hedge fund really believes in a stock or a company because they will have a large amount of shares. And so in this case, we have 80,702 shares being bought from Simplex Trading towards the AMC equity. And this filing was on March 31st of 2021. I understand this was on March 31st of 2021, but here's where it gets even better. Because right over here, we have yet another 13F filing, but we are going to backtrack just a little bit. Because as you can see right here, this was on 2021, February 2nd. So February 2nd of 2021, Simplex Trading LLC. We have two 13F filings. The amount of shares that they have of AMC, in one instance, it is 7,294 shares, and in another instance, it is 9,421 shares. So if you compare these amount of shares from March 31st of 2021, that already establishes how much more conviction they have. And from that almost 2-month time span, because the beginning of the filing was on February 2nd, but the end from that standpoint was March 31st, that marked almost 2 full months of the initial filing. We now have the third filing, and this was on August 12th of 2021. I know that we are now in the month of September. However, I don't think many people understand that there are still institutions, there are still companies that have more conviction over time because they are building their conviction. And over here, we see that this author of this thread decides to say that it is great we are always getting excited over institutions buying in. I can't remember the last time we looked at the latest reported short positions. I agree with this too. When was the last time that we have been talking about how many companies are shorting AMC? Not that much, right? Because at this point in time, I believe that many institutions, yes, while they may still be shorting AMC, I don't think they are doing it to the extent that they did in February of 2021, because many understand the legitimacy of the AMC movement as well as the GameStop movement. Now, they also say who is Simplex Trading. On August 12th of 2021, Simplex Trading LLC, they have a short position of 44,434.3% in AMC, except this is going to be the short position. Now, what does this exactly mean? We were just talking about two 13F filings, which means that they were bullish. But now we know that they actually have a short position in AMC, and this position rose 44,000%. And remember, this was in August. Now we are in September. So during the month of August, Simplex Trading LLC probably thought AMC would not be in the best situation. And actually, throughout the middle of August, AMC was pretty stagnant. It was just trading sideways. So in my opinion, what I believe is that Simplex Trading does have some ideologies similar to Citadel. They believe that at some point, the AMC stock movement will collapse. But in the meantime, they also have 13F filings, which signal that they are bullish. They do believe that AMC stock will go up. Otherwise, they would not be investing 80,000 shares, which you would do 80,000 times their average share price. That would equal way more in actual dollar and monetary amount. So that means that not only are they bullish, but at the same time, they do have a short position. In my opinion, I believe that they are trying to play this safe. In essence, they will benefit to some extent when AMC goes up, and they will also benefit to some extent when AMC goes down in share price, but they will not benefit to the full extent. Their benefit will decrease simply because they have the position going to the long side and going to the selling side. So hopefully this makes sense. I know it was kind of confusing, especially throughout the end, but that was because it is quite shocking. In the beginning of the video, we talked a lot about why AMC is so bullish, but then at the end, we talked about how there is actually some negative sentiments around right now, and this position increased 44,000%, not in the instance that AMC would go up in share price, but actually because they believe AMC stock was going to go down in share price. So they decide to add more selling shares rather than long regular shares. But as I just said, I don't think that this is anything to worry about whatsoever. And again, this was on August 12th of 2021. We are now in September, and these are two completely different months. And at the end of the day, AMC stock family, we continuously buy and hold. News like this doesn't affect our sentiment towards AMC. It just lets us know what is going on right now surrounding AMC. What is the noise that we need to block, and what is the noise that we need to keep our conviction stronger? Because we have no idea why Simplex Trading is shorting AMC, and why exactly they decide to increase their selling position in AMC by 44,000%. But at the end of the day, many of this is just noise, and again, as I just stated, we need to understand the difference between building our conviction and blocking out the noise. So with that being said, AMC stock family, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.